Foundation, Georgia. We are a network of close to 1 million citizen advocates, just like my friends here, from all over the country, the great US of A, standing for fiscal conservatism, standing for constitutionally limited government, and standing for true free market, small business growth solutions to the problems that ail our nation today. And I want to thank you all for joining us today, as well as our friends in the media, for an exciting rally where we are here to tell our state representatives, those who are with us, many of whom are already with us, and those who are still on the fence, that in 2010 we want no new taxes in Georgia. There's a temptation in a state when we're in an environment like we are in today, where the spending has gotten out of control at the federal level, and the state is looking for the reserves to balance the budget, as we have here in Georgia, with a balanced budget state. That they want to raise taxation, that they want to raise revenues through increased taxation. We here at Americans for Prosperity and my Tea Party friends from different groups around the area are here to say that is not the solution to growing an economy. The solution is to not take money out of the hands of average, everyday Americans who are working and creating jobs. Government does not create jobs. We, the people, create jobs. And we are here to say no new tax to any form of taxation that would seek to raise the revenue the state needs. They're doing a great job right now of cutting a budget where it needs to be cut. We want to encourage them to do the hard things right now so that we do not have to suffer the consequences later. And with that, I want to introduce the State Director of Americans for Prosperity, Georgia, Virginia Galloway. Give her a hand.
No new taxes rally. We've had our AFP Georgia Day at the Capitol today. We've enjoyed hearing from a lot of our representatives and senators who are conservative, who are working on bills to save money for you. They are on our side, and we are here to lend support to those kind of people here today. And also, the kind of people that would want to raise taxes instead of cutting expenses. We are here to send them a message today. Can y'all holler no new taxes?
No new taxes!
Thank you. There's a lot of great things going on in Georgia. Georgia is a great state to live in. It's a beautiful state to be in, especially today. And, you know, we have a fairly good tax environment here. Let's don't blow it now.
Amen.
You know? In our culture, I have seen a very disturbing change. It used to be that Horatio Algier was a popular guy. You know, what did he do? He came out of nothing and he made himself something. He worked hard. He provided jobs for other people. Imagine that. But you know what? Now people like that are enemies of the state suddenly.
Amen.
They want to put a tax on everything. They talk bad. Our own president talked bad yesterday about companies who are making a profit. When did this happen? We have got to stand against this culture change, and we've got to be for no new taxes. We sent out an action alert for Americans for Prosperity a couple of weeks ago. They were proposing a hospital tax and an insurance plan tax, which I understand is not quite dead yet, although it should be. House Bill 307. Now, why in the world would they tax people who are already paying for their private insurance plans? Because you're working, and they want to take your money to supplement those who are not. The cigarette tax that they talked about. I'm not even a smoker. Does I sound like one today because I've talked so much? I'm not, but you know what? What are they going to go after next? You know, when they do the cigarette tax, people are going to quit smoking, and then they're going to start, like me, they're going to eat chocolate. You know? And I tell you what, when they go after chocolate, it will be war. They've already talked about a soft drink tax. Who wants that? No. Here's the problem, guys. When they talk taxes, when they're trying to figure out who would be the most popular group to tax, then they stop thinking about ways to save money and cut cost. And that's the problem. The focus is wrong. The focus needs to continue to be on cutting cost, and that's what we're asking them to do. About 6 months ago, I talked to a few of our legislators, good people, but they told me with all sincerity, we've cut everything that we can cut. Then it came, don't believe it. You know what came out after that? They were funding Acorn in Georgia using your tax money. So there are places that can still be cut. I know it's going to be tough. It always is. It's tough in the private sector right now. You know what? When it's tough in the private sector, it ought to be tough in the public sector. And tough decisions ought to be made. Okay, well, we've got some great speakers here today, and I'm going to introduce to you our state representative, Mr. Clay Cox.
Thank you, Virginia. Hey, what a great crowd. I appreciate y'all coming out. Hey, no new taxes. No new taxes. You know what I carry in my back pocket, and of course, many of us do, more of us should. This is a copy of something called the United States Constitution. You know, it's curious. If you read this thing, I was shocked when I went through it. There was not one thing in there authorizing the federal government to be in the car manufacturing business. Nothing saying they ought to be in the retirement business, and not one mention of health care insurance to be provided by the federal government. Nancy, give it a shot. It's good reading. You can get through it in just a couple of 30 minutes, well, maybe 2 hours for you. Give it a shot. It's the U.S. Constitution. Folks, we need to send a message loud and clear today. What you're doing, keep it up. Keep it up. We need two things to happen in Congress that will save our economy and preserve our Constitution for our children. That's why I'm in politics. I want my boys to enjoy freedom as I have, economic liberty for my kids. Number one, we have got, I see some signs around here, we have got to pick up the banner of the fair tax and make it the law of the land. Secondly, states have got to stand up and demand that the United States Congress, when they pass a measure, a bill, a spending bill, a bill of any kind, they need to attach the constitutional authority that they have to do so. Period.
Capitalization.
I won't keep you any longer. I just want to thank you for what you're doing. Stay involved, stay active. Don't get tired. It's a long way to November, but together we can bring constitutional sanity back to Washington, D.C. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Representative Clay. All right, I want to introduce to you to a hero here in Georgia, the father of the Jobs Act. You may have heard of it, which incentivizes a lot of small business growth, and we're championing it again here at